Hello everybody, it's me, and welcome to Minecraft Survival. You may be familiar with my world record beetroot farm. It's pretty cool. Well, in today's episode, we'll be taking on my second biggest project of this entire world. We're gonna mine one chunk of this world from the top all the way down to the bottom, by the mountain too. This one took a lot of time to make, so I'd appreciate a quick like and maybe a subscribe if you're new here. And if you'd like to see what it looks like, well, then stick around to the end of the video. Enjoy! Good morning, everybody. It's me, The Real Waddles. Glad to be back. Sorry I couldn't make it last episode. I had to get some work done on my foot at the, dentist. But it's me, and I'm back. I wonder what happened last time. Time isn't real. Or is it? No matter what, today we're beginning an initiative. With every single episode that passes, we get closer and closer to episode number 50. That's a big one. If you're new around here, I like to do tours of my worlds every so often, and episode number 50 is pretty much the prime opportunity to show off this beautiful world that we have. Oh wait, beautiful. Yeah, there are some things inside of this world that just don't really add up. They don't connect. Hey, by the way, path contest still on, r/waddles. Let me set up a scene for you, a small portrait, so you can get the picture of what I'm trying to get at here. So, it's episode number 50. We hit episode 50, I do the tour and everything, and then I leave this world forever. Let's say that happens. Well, if that happens, I want this world to feel fully finished and complete. Like, everything inside of this world is, like, intended, intentional, no unfinished projects in the entire world. Yeah, that's what we need to go for. Today, we begin Project Finish Initiative. Yeah, that's the best name I could come up for it. Okay. Over the course of the next few episodes, we need to focus on finishing things up. By episode number 50, this world needs to feel fully finished and complete. We won't be leaving this world forever at episode number 50, but if I was, I wouldn't want to leave a project unfinished. That'd be terrible. I've never done that before in any of my worlds, so yeah. But don't worry. We won't leave this world after episode 50. Or will we? So anyways, that's the setup you need for the big clean initiative. So that brings us to this piece of land right here. From the spruce tree over to the Colosseum, over to the giant statue inside of the middle of the field. This piece of land is bare, empty, and awkward. But at the same time, this is an essential, crucial piece of land. I mean, look at this thing. It's like literally front and center in our world now. The storage building, I like to think of those as like the middle of the world. And then we have this piece of land right here. It's like an L shape. It's awkward. We need to do something with it. But, Colosseum. So I will admit that I'm not the biggest brain of base planners around. I set this Colosseum up, and then I didn't consider this awkward piece of land right in the front of it. We need to fill this up. If we want the base to be finished, this thing, this mess, whatever this is, it has to go. So off to the drawing board for us. Now, big question. Do you know what you're looking at? Here, let me help you out. This should make it really obvious. These squares are the exact shape of land that we're looking at working with today. So, from looking at the drawing board right here, we have the Colosseum over there. Don't want to block that. That would be bad. The squares. All I've got is this horse thing. I can't figure it out. I don't know what to put here. The city planning drawing board just wasn't cutting it, so I figured I would jump in game and start messing with ideas to try and figure out what I could put here. My first thought was some kind of big, gigantic statue sitting right here. If I put a statue up, it won't really block the Colosseum. They're not like that big, and it'll look pretty cool. But the problem with a big statue is it's kind of like front and center, and that's like a huge waste of land. Oh, what? This thing? It's a side profile of a creeper. Stop being disgusting. Stop it. So, statue, even though it could be a really cool idea, it's not it. The same with a fountain. Fountain could be nice, but again, not very useful. I've been seeing for some reason, like an obnoxious amount of comments about a tree farm, so that was my next thought. Maybe I set up a tree farm right in here, an L-shaped tree farm that could be cool, kind of big, but then look at the land. The land is a giant hill, it's also an L-shape. I don't know about a tree farm right there. I think it would be awkward. A tree farm is great, and we definitely need one, but maybe not right there. So then, after that, in between episodes, I was inside of the storage building looking at materials. Like, if I'm going to set up a build or something here, what do I have to build with? Then I took a look at this. Oh boy, and then I took a look at that. Oh boy, and then I took a look at that. That's okay, actually. But then this, it was clear to me, at that exact moment, I'm out of cobblestone somehow. And it's like almost day 1000. That's not good. In fact, if I'm being quite honest, I think it is quite tacky. And so, that gave me the solution. Mine out an entire chunk of this area, from this spot, Y96, all the way down to the very bottom of the world, then mining will never be a problem again. I'll get a ton of blocks, like an absurd amount of blocks while I'm mining this thing out, and then anytime I need more blocks, easy, I jump down into the hole, go to the bottom of the world, mine the deep slate, problem solved. This is the corner of the chunk. We could definitely start with this chunk right here. This is like the main chunk that is empty. But if I go this way to this corner of the chunk, I mean, that works. That fills up the space. But then over here, yikes. It gets really close to this build. My plan long term is to have a path cutting through here, so that's not going to work. And so instead of doing a clean, perfect chunk like that, what we're going to do is mine most of this chunk, maybe to like some spot like right there. Then what we're going to do is go down this way. This land is empty and boring anyways, and mine out a bunch of this hill too. In the end, we end up with something like this right here, from that corner to that corner to that corner to a corner over there. I want to do this legit though. Like, since we're not mining out a full chunk, I want to make up for the blocks that we're not mining right there over here inside of this chunk. So that's 10 blocks right there. What I think we need to do is go like 11 more. That'll overshoot it. That'll make it 10 by 27. So with all of that, we end up with a pit that looks something like this. 10 blocks wide right there, 27 blocks long. It goes all the way over to there. It's going to be a lot of digging. Now, for today's project, I went ahead and healed up all of the tools over at the Amazing Blaze Farm. Except for that one. Forget about that one. But wait, Waddles, what about a beacon? Don't you need a beacon for this? A beacon would definitely make sense. Well, you're exactly right about that one. A beacon would absolutely make sense. And it would make my life a lot easier too. That's funny of you to say. Please stop saying that. You're upsetting me. Big cleanup initiative explained. Set up. Big dig initiative also explained and set up. That leaves us with one thing. It's time to dig. This is only phase 1 of today's episode. There's a lot more that we're going to need to get done. I need less talking and more digging. Cue the sensational jazz music. Oh, so smooth. Perfect. 3, 2, 1. Let's dig. And just like that, I've done it. Fully finished. Just kidding. Only 150 more layers to go. 270 per layer. All right. Back to work. Well, what do we have here? Perhaps a small cave that wraps around, fully, cuts right through the chunk. Okay, I like what I'm seeing. And somehow, deceivingly, doesn't end. It actually turns into a gigantic cave. Big old cave that goes to the bottom of the chunk, which means I have to mine way less blocks. Oh, man. I love the sounds of it. It's almost too perfect. Alright, so I've been at this for a while now, like a long time, and clearly as you can see here, I'm like nowhere. I'm on Y78 right now. We need to go all the way down to like -60, I think is the bottom of the world. Common theme here in this world is me deciding I'm going to do a project and then realizing partway into the project how big of a project it actually is. From up top, this is what we're looking at. I'm realizing that this project is going to be a massive hazard, especially if the ground is like solid down there and I don't put water. Yeah, that's going to be really, really dangerous. So I think what we're going to need to do is set up some kind of wall at some point so I don't just, walk out of the storage building in third person. With that all being said, though, I did have my accountant run the number on this project right here. So it's 10 blocks wide, 27 blocks long. That's going to mean 270 blocks per one layer. Now, we started at about Y90 or 96 or something like that. Take that all the way down to the bottom of the world. That's like 150 blocks or something. 270 times 150. About 41,000 blocks. Is it a coincidence that it's like the same amount as the beats? Or is it possibly a sign that 40k or something like 40k is some kind of special number inside of this world? The water. Is it a lot? Does it need a sponge? Maybe it needs a sponge. Let's get the sponge. And I should probably do these before and after shots. They're always kind of cool. So before... You can't see anything. We'll come back and check it after, but sponges. There's sponges right here. We have so many sponges, and I've never got to use them. Until now. Sponge, this is your big moment. Nobody can take that away from you. You're special. Yeah, so I'll admit it. Looking at the water now that I've cleared out a little bit more, sponges are definitely overkill here, but, I mean, not bad. Oh yeah, and almost forgot to say, any caves that I find, I'm gonna run into them, drop a couple torches down, and then we'll come back to them later. I just need to make sure they're safe today. 69. Nice. I found another cave. This time it looks like it's a little bit bigger than the last one, which is absolutely amazing. I love the looks of this, but it also kind of looks like it basically just leaves the chunk. So it's nice, but it could be better. Oh, it's been a movie, bro. That's what it's been. I've finally made some significant big progress. Look at this thing. From the top, it goes down and down and down and all the way down. And then, wait a second. What is that at the bottom of the thing? Oh boy, well, let me show you. So as suspected much earlier on in the project, this is definitely a lot more work than I had intended originally, but it's fine, it's gonna be cool, and it's gonna be worth it. Right now, what layer do you think we're on? Quick guess, layer 31. So over here, I found a cave, and this cave actually looks pretty significant, but the thing is it goes completely out of the chunks that we're mining. I don't really feel like dealing with this cave today, so what I've done was creeper. Whoops. I don't really feel like mining the cave today, so I decided to mark it with lapis, and then I can come back later and, like, dig it out and everything. I'm gonna have to build all the way up from the bottom of the chunk, but that's fine. We'll come back to that cave later. I lit it up a little bit. But this cave, oh boy, do you see what I see? It's deep slate, and not just a little bit of deep slate, that's like a lot of deep slate. It's also a lot more creepers and things like that. But this is a cave. This is a gigantic cave. This is exactly what I was hoping for earlier on when I said wrap the cave around, big cave, so I mine less blocks. Yes, a million times over. Yes, 100%. So, you know what time it is. Not only is it time to, well, jump into the hole like I've already done, but it's time to take a break and do a tiny bit of caving. We need to light this thing up, make it a little bit more safe, and also check it out. Diamonds, sweet diamonds. I feel like I can smell them. They've got to be close somewhere around here. We're in deep slate range now. Of course, they're somewhere around here. I'm hoping for the rest of this project, I get at least 16 more diamonds. Why? Am I broke? No, definitely not. I just want more diamonds. I mean, who doesn't want more diamonds? I want to get your takes on this one, so put them down below. Would you like to see a caving episode? Like, would you be into exactly good moments like that? Are you looking for good moments like that? Because if the answer is yes, then a caving episode. We could go down into the, oh my gosh, this is perfect. If this reaches around, which, oh, it looks like it does. This is perfect. We just finished the project here today. Caving episode. We go down to the caves with a bunch of maxed out gear, get a ton of profits. Do you like the sounds of that? If yes, comment. Diamonds. Sweet diamonds. I'm tempted to so touch you, and I will so touch you for a minute. Just the first one. But the other ones, you're too valuable to me. I need you to. I have to fortune mine you. How many diamonds do we give right there? 8. 8 from 3? I'll accept. I will definitely accept. Alright, but it looks like it's the middle of the night, and I'm gonna need to figure out some new measurements because big drop. So let's sleep, and then let's see. Somehow we're gonna have to line up. I think it's this block right here. Looks in line. Definitely out of line right there. Perfect, we're lined up. So I just got back from the nether. The tools, they were doing great, but because they were doing so great, they were actually doing absolutely horrendously. Had to fix them up. I'm hoping for the rest of the project I don't have to fix any more tools up. I mean, we have 2 full health pickaxes, and now we're all the way down at Y12. And with this gigantic cave right here, and then it looks like another gigantic cave that might be below this one, we might be golden. We might be pretty much done today. For now, as I work my way down to the bottom of this thing, I'm going to continue expanding the ladder, but I'm thinking at some point we're going to have to come back and swap the ladder out because already it's like insanely stressful to use. Going down the ladder, 150 blocks every single time I need to go to the mines, yeah, I don't know. I think a bubble column might be faster and a little bit less stressful, but for now, we build the ladder. At some point in this project, like maybe now-ish, now seems like a good time, I'm gonna have to take a break and set up some kind of fence up here. I can't tell you the amount of times that I've already almost jumped straight into this pit, and now with this thing being like at least 70 blocks deep, yeah, that would be really dangerous. I've got an idea, a vision, a dream, a plan. For all those things, we're gonna need a couple different things. The deep slate's gonna look great. Blackstone wall. Then on top of the blackstone wall, we're gonna do a candle. Then what we're gonna do is maybe like 1, 2, 3. Then we're gonna go over here and do a staircase going down like that. That looks cool. Wall right there. Candle right there. This wall, it's heavily inspired by that wall over there in the background. I think that wall fits really nicely, and I think to try and like tie things together, we basically just copy that wall over here. It'll make everything feel together, united and whole. Then I think over here on this side where it starts to go down, I basically do the same thing. So I go like 3 blocks again, then I do the staircase and the wall with the candle on top, and then maybe eventually I like end it like right here. I don't see myself really running this way and trying to jump. I more so see myself running from the back of the building where I can't really see the pit, forgetting, and then jumping over the ledge to the bottom. And at the bottom, it wouldn't be good. I mean, I know it's not the fanciest thing in the world, but it's just a wall. It does its job. If I hate it later, I'll change it. So far today, I would say things have been going relatively quick, or at least as quick as mining an entire chunk out from the top of the world down to the bottom of the world could be without a beacon. Unfortunately for us, once we start to get into that deep slate territory, so like now-ish, things are going to slow down because deep slate is so much slower to mine. We're also going to need to switch things over back to the star of the show, the creator. I want cobbled deep slate. And, wow, can we just take a minute to admire in the beauty, taking this wonderful view with an oddly flat wall over there. That's fine, but, like, this view, the cave system right here, this is amazing. This, like, looks so good. I almost don't even want to, like, light it up. Yeah, but I also kind of don't want Joe over here constantly running into me, so, yeah, that could be annoying. And, hey, look at that. Joe's shovel. That's sweet. Ladder, connected. Caves, lit. Stone, gone. Mostly. Let's finish this thing up. Well, besties, I think we've finally done it. After countless hours at this point of mining in rectangles over and over and over again, as I suspected, this big cave, I've finally broken into this thing. I want to jump into it and check it out. I can't lie, I'm getting kind of tired of literally mining blocks for hours, yeah. So we switch it up and check out what we have here. Now, I did crouch by the edge. It looks like this cave starts to wrap back around. I still, of course, have a little bit more mining to do, but I think I'm, like, basically done. And this cave is gigantic. We also have lava at the bottom. I think I've decided I'm going to try and leave the lava there. This is going to make it a little harder to get into the chunk, but I think we can pull it off. So let's see. Maybe we could just, like, dig a hallway, like, somewhere over here. Maybe this would work and be perfect, and then we dig the staircase, and then hopefully we end up not above lava. As long as I'm not above lava, I can jump down into the cave. Should be able to handle it. Lava. Well, actually, not lava. This is perfect. Yep. As my suspicion, the cave definitely wraps around. This is 100% going to be inside of the chunk that we need to mine out. So that's going to be nice. It's going to make my job a little easier. Tons of lava all over the place. Definitely want to leave this stuff at school. And also a ton of mobs. I wonder if this means this is like maybe one of the last caves over here? Probably not. But is that obsidian in there? Probably not. Let's see. Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. Yes, it absolutely is. Do you know what that is? Oh, I've done some exploring in my time. Yeah, I've done some exploring in my time inside of this world, and I found so many geodes. So many wonderful geodes, but so many geodes that also aren't over by the base. And look at this thing. Oh my gosh, this is a monster. This is like one of the biggest geodes I've ever seen. Maybe. I can't really remember. But I do know this thing is big. This is best case scenario right here. Okay, well, actually, best case scenario would have meant the geode is inside of that big pit. I didn't say because I didn't want to embarrass myself, but at this point, I guess it doesn't matter. We have a geode. But what I didn't say is I was really hoping to hit a geode, like part way down that chunk, then I would get to stop digging out the chunk because geode, Amethyst Farm, switch of plans. It looks like we have a mine shaft over there too, which is pretty cool, and another Joe. Please, stop it. Actually, yeah. This is like a really big looking mine shaft right here. We have parts of the mine shaft over there, parts of the mine shaft over there, and spiders. Cave spider, normal spider right over here. I think the most dangerous thing I'm gonna find inside of this cave is this poison spider. If you could, like, yeah, just all of you. Could you all just... What is this? A zombie horde? Where are you all coming from? Reveal your source. Is there a spawner down here? A spawner? Or is this simply a gigantic dark cave for tons of zombies to spawn in? Yup, pretty sure it's that. Just a big old gigantic cave for zombies to spawn in. Look at this thing. With the skylight, once I finish mining this thing out, oh man, this is gonna be a view. We could almost, you know, now that I think about it, we could almost like come down here and set up a part of the base, like under the ground. Like we have the big sky thing. We can use the elytra, fly and miss the lava pool, go over to a house that I built under the ground, or maybe even, oh no, maybe even a whole village for villagers. Oh, should we do it? Maybe we should. I mean, I always wanted to build a big cave base inside of these new caves, and I mean, this might be the perfect opportunity. Big, gigantic cave base, a link to the overworld base. I mean, I don't know. It sounds potentially pretty cool to me. I guess we'll have to wait and see. So anyways, we have this big, gigantic cave, and unfortunately, I'm not seeing enough diamonds. I'm not really seeing any diamonds on the ground in here. I was really hoping to see, like, at least a couple. At this point, I think for the most part, I've lit this up to the point I really need to light it up today. I should probably get back to mining, but before I do that, I need a better way up and down. And actually, look at this thing. The whole time, romantically in the background, it's a glow squid farm. There's a glow squid farm up and running over here. Even more caves. And look at this. All of the glowing sacks on the ground. Oh, we're rich now. We're rich now. Elon by Twitter. Yeah, that's nice. I got it for free. So I still have my money. Then also, does Elon Musk have 18 glowing sacks? What do you think? I mean, you take a guess. But out of me and Elon, which one is more rich? I think I know the answer here. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not narcissistic or anything. Just self-love. But I'm heavily biased towards myself. But I mean, you be the judge of it. You be the judge. But anyways, now I have to get out of this big, spacious, beautiful dump. Getting into the thing was pretty easy. We jump in. To get out, maybe I can just like pillar up inside of this pillar. I mean, after all, what are pillars for? Pillaring. And perfectly, again, just as my suspicioned, the pillar worked. I went right up the pillar, landed in the staircase, couldn't be any more perfect. Now let's find a better way in and out of this thing, because this ladder, at this point, like 100 or more blocks, it is insanely stressful. So, my friends, the quick trip up to a foreign land is the final thing we're going to need to take care of in today's episode. Let's do it. At some point, I'm definitely going to have to go over to the Blaze Farm too, because the tools, it's come to a very desperate situation right here. The pickaxe, the other pickaxe, it's not exactly good. So I'm thinking maybe I'll go back there in between episodes or something. But for now, we don't worry. The pickaxes have been doing all of the heavy lifting in today's episode, so I think it's only fair we switch things off. A little trade-off. The shovel, it's your time to shine, Doug. Alright, so clearly, in a way, we've kind of been neglecting the nether. There's a lot that I'd like to come inside of the nether and do, like a nether hub, another transport system, you know, just tons and tons of different things, even some farms inside of the nether. But today, all we're worried about is that foreign special land. Over here, the land. Soul Sand Valley. Of course, the quick, safe, and easy way up and down involves the Soul Sand. Soul Sand Valley, my friend, look, I'm really not looking for too much, but I am looking for a better way up into this thing. I don't need much soul sand, but I like to have like a little more than a little bit of soul sand. Lava, no, you can't foil my plans. So we've traveled all of this way, hundreds and hundreds of blocks. Okay, I will admit, it's not much, but soul sand. We just need a little bit of this stuff. I don't know if I'm going to do anything with it today, but next episode, definitely. Soul Sand Valley, you've treated me so well. It was so nice and peaceful, but that's all I need you for today. Goodbye, Soul Sand Valley. We'll be back another time, maybe with an ice road or something. That could be sweet. With 25 soul sand blocks in hand, that brings us to just about the conclusion of my biggest digging project ever. I've been playing this game for a long time, like today, but also in the grand scheme of things, a long time. I've never mined this many blocks in one session. This is an absurd amount of blocks. I highly recommend this project to absolutely nobody, but it is cool. It is definitely really cool in front of the Coliseum to have a gigantic pit that is like 150 blocks. Yeah, that's kind of cool. But what if I told you this was just the start of things? What if I told you I had more ideas? Would you believe me? Because you should. So I've got ideas. The ideas are flowing freely. I have so many ideas that I can't decide. A crane. A crane could be really cool. A tower. Ooh, like a tower standing maybe in the middle of the area over there in the pod zone. Not too tall, but like a tower so we can look around at the base. Aha, that could be cool too. Maybe some kind of covering for that gigantic pit so I never fall. Potentially kind of cool too. I've got ideas, too many different ideas, and when it comes to decisions, I've got none of them. I can't decide. Which one do I do? Tower? Crane? I mean, realistically, I might even be able to fit both of them in. I could put a small tower right there, a small crane over there. That could be kind of cool. Or I could just put a big crane. You see my problem? Going down this pit literally stops my heart every single time. One thing that I know for sure, this ladder absolutely has to go. The descent down into the bottom of the world though, it's long and it's slow right now. This is so cool, like going down this thing, getting like a cutaway side view of the caves that I definitely have to come back and cave out at some point. That's pretty cool. Now, down here at the bottom, you may be saying to yourself something like, Waddles, what's going on? You said the entire chunk. I don't see bedrock. Well, yes, you are technically true. But think back to the beginning of this episode, when I said this thing is 10 blocks wide, 27 blocks long. If you do the math with 27 blocks long, that's actually overshooting it. If I mined an entire chunk out, I would really only have to do like 10 by 26 or so. A small trick, I've overshot it to account for the blocks that I'm not mining at the bottom of this chunk. I'm thinking that those blocks that we just mined a second ago are the final blocks that I have to mine for this entire chunk. I'd like the bottom of this chunk to stay a little bit natural looking, or at least as natural as a chunk that is from the top of the world to the bottom of the world could look. I also added a couple blocks down there at the bottom of the ladder, so, you know, I could actually use the ladder without falling into lava. Maybe I'll remove those at some point. But this is it. Because we overshot it, made it a little bit longer than I have to, this definitely makes up for the blocks that I'm not mining at the bottom of the chunk to make it look nice and pretty. Yeah. We'll go with it. Nice and pretty. This is exactly what it looks like. So this has been an insane amount of work, but I'm definitely not complaining because I think this insane amount of work will definitely pay off in the long run. Now, not only do we have the world's biggest beetroot farm inside of this world, but we also have one of the world's strangest mining projects ever. An entire chunk mined out from the top of the world to the bottom of the world. That's pretty cool. But those are all just flexes. In the grand scheme of things, it's maybe not that useful until you account for all of the blocks that I got while mining this thing out. Deep slate right there, deep slate right there, deep slate down here, deep slate over there. That's a lot of deep slate. I've gotten so much deep slate from this mining project that I had to shift it over, if you couldn't tell in the storage building, to this whole section right here. It's a new section. But it doesn't stop at deep slate, of course. Stone right there, cobblestone down there, and then wait for it. There's even more cobblestone, actually. If I go up the grand staircase right here, I've started to make overflow cobblestone, and then I gotta be honest, I have one regret today. I started dropping cobblestone and stone on the ground. I thought I didn't need it, so there should be a little bit more, but it's too late to go back now. Couple other things that I got a significant amount of. Gravel. I got more gravel, got a little bit more dirt. Over here, the different stone types. Earlier we were low on andesite. We're definitely not low anymore. Gravel or granite, whatever you call that stuff. This stuff right there, that stuff right there, and finally, not that stuff. This was the last thing. I am now set. I could build a gigantic cube, 64 by 64 out of cobblestone easily, and then if I wanted to, I could do that a couple times over. Maybe I'll do it. Statistically speaking, we're looking at a lot of blocks. I haven't looked at it quite yet, so first look right here, times mined, stone. That's a lot of stone. Deep slate. That's a lot of deep slate. We love to see it. Now, somewhere inside of here, there should be times used. Yes, times used. Beats. The beats still win. Wow. I would have never thought. The big question at the end of the episode today is tower or crane? What do you think I should add to the world, and where do you think I should put it? Should I put it right next to the chunk, or should I put it in that podzol area over there? Let me know down below. And while you're headed down there, smash like and subscribe. Because that is going to do it for our gigantic mining project that definitely had a purpose, I promise. One chunk entirely mined out, and here it is. Medical Boomstick, A. Johnson 6494, Bill Geek and Devins, my wonderful patrons. I'd like to send a big thank you to you. From the bottom, top, and middle of my heart, I would like to send a thank you to all of you for watching today's episode. I appreciate it. It took a long time to make, but it was all worth it because our world now has a brand new flex. Entire chunk mined out. Thanks for watching, everybody. It's been me, Waddles. I will see you tomorrow. Goodbye.